Students, welcome back. It's an exciting time of year. It's laptop checkout day, and we're pumped to have you back in the building. You may not be aware of this, but our 24/7 Learning Initiative began in 2007, and this will be our 11th laptop checkout. An Apple computer for each student grades 7 through 12. That was the idea. A goal of giving students access to information and learning tools 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This program has improved academics in our school across the board and continues to prepare our students to be productive members of a society in the digital age. Students access information for their classes, they collaborate and create incredible artifacts of their educational journey and learn from and about every corner of the globe. This is a legacy every stakeholder can be proud of. As we look forward through this 21st century, we see enhanced opportunity as the barriers of distance and culture melt away through innovation and growth. As the world's collective knowledge and understanding grows exponentially, this places a real challenge on our model of schools. It's difficult to prepare someone for something that hasn't even been thought of or written or invented yet. But don't worry. Everyone that's part of this school system, from the board members to the administration on down, is fighting hard to learn and grow this district, to make O'Neill Public Schools the best place it can be to receive an education. We have a secret weapon in this battle, one that holds promise and potential in seemingly endless supply. In an effort to explain, I'd like to introduce you to a student just like you.
My name is Abu. I am a high school student, 17 years old. People learn in different ways. For me, if I see something really cool, I'll try to take it apart and figure out how it works. It's a bit more extreme now because instead of it being hardware, I like to know how algorithms work. My freshman year, I remember Googling machine learning. Had no clue what it meant. That's the really cool thing about the internet is that someone's already doing it, so you can just YouTube it and it's right there. The minute I really saw what machine learning can do, it kind of like hit something within me, this like need to build things to help people. My parents are immigrants from Afghanistan. It's not easy coming in. The only reason we made it through some of the times that we did was because people showed acts of kindness. Seeing that at an early age was enough for me to understand that helping people always comes back to you.
Machine learning is this concept that we can train computers to identify patterns in data and then use those patterns to predict off of new data. I have a quick demo. This is just some code that I wrote last night.
Miss Roscoe is the first teacher that I actually talked to about machine learning.
Abu and I first met his sophomore year. I was his Programming 1 teacher. My students do a computer science fair, and they are challenged to find a problem, but they have to use a form of technology to solve that problem.
And then it kind of hit me in a way where I could actually genuinely help people. Mammograms are the cheapest imaging format there is. It's the most accessible to people all around the world. But one of the biggest problems that we see in breast cancer is misdiagnosis. So I decided that was going to be my project, build a system for early detection of breast cancer tumors that's accessible to everyone and that's more accurate. How was I going to do it? Machine learning. It's not an easy thing to do. Data is not publicly available, and if it is, it's low quality data. It's difficult. I wasn't even sure if I could do it. And I remember just thinking about like, everyone else is building a calendar, like maybe I should do that. But I was like, no, you got to do this. You need to.
He was talking to me about all the cool stuff he was doing, and I was telling him not to overdo it. He should just be a kid and worry about kid stuff.
The biggest, most extensive resource that I've used is this platform called TensorFlow. I've spent so many hours going really deep into these open source libraries and just figuring out how it works. Eventually, I wrote a whole system that can help radiologists make their decisions. All right, ready? Yeah. I'm by no means a wizard at machine learning. I'm completely self-taught. I'm in high school. I YouTubed and just found my way through it. You don't know about that kid in Brazil that might have a groundbreaking idea, or that kid in Somalia. You don't know that they have these ideas, but if you can open source your tools, you can give them a little bit of hope that they can actually conquer what they're thinking of.
I'm not sure what you thought as you watched Abu's story, but I can tell you this. When we as teachers watch this video, we don't just see Abu. We see all of you. We see dreams and vision and a limitless potential to learn and grow. You are the secret weapon. I know what some of you are thinking right now. I can't do what he did. I'm not going to write a program or an app that's going to help in the fight against cancer. That may or may not be true, but that isn't the point. The point is this. Sometimes we get stuck in this rut, this idea that it's our teachers in our classrooms that must drive any and all of our learning process, that we have no say in what we learn. Teachers in classrooms are great, and we'll keep working to make them even better, but you're missing out on so much if learning starts and ends inside the four walls of a classroom. You are about to get access to a piece of technology that can teach you almost anything you want to know, take you anywhere. How will you use it to grow you? What can you build or improve in your world? It could be anything, from something simple created solely for the purpose of enjoyment, to the life-altering, a real game changer. You are limited only by your own imagination. We want to see you taking charge of your own learning, and we want to see what you grow and create. Then we want you to tell us all about it. We're here today to present a challenge to all of you. It's completely voluntary, but we're going to have some awesome prizes that we're going to announce later for those that choose to participate. It's really simple. We want you to find something that interests you and learn about it. Then, armed with this new knowledge, we want you to build or perform or grow using what you learned. We want you to document or reenact the process in the form of a short movie that tells the story. It's that easy. You could figure out how to contact your congressional representatives and use your voice to make a difference, or learn to play an instrument, or build a bee colony, learn a new dance, or follow a recipe to make an amazing meal for your overworked family. We're calling this our I Believe in Me Growth Challenge, and we hope you're as excited about it as we are. We'll be sharing more information about this challenge in the coming days, but before I go, I want to show you a video Mr. Morrow produced about a learning project that he's been working through.
I'm excited to share with you a personal passion that I've had for the last 3 or 4 years, which really started with a problem. Cedar trees, which is a very invasive species of tree, is taking over valuable grazing acres at our farm, and we needed to fix that. So we began clearing hundreds of cedar trees from our property. But we realized that in the process of clearing and burning of the trees, we were wasting a very valuable resource. We had talked many times about buying a sawmill to cut down on the waste of what we were burning and pushing into piles. I started doing research on different kinds and brands of sawmills. I talked by phone to sawmill reps and other sawmill owners, things like that. After months of researching and talking, we decided on a Timber King mill, manufactured in Kansas City. I was excited to say the least. After the purchase of the mill, I still had lots to learn. I read the manual from front to back, but still needed more information. I researched more how-to mill articles and videos on the milling process. I watched tons and tons of video. I practiced milling lots of logs, making lots and lots of mistakes. And then I did more research on how to enhance my milling skills. I learned the best kinds of logs to mill and how different species of logs mill differently. After tons of researching and tons of practicing, I was able to finally produce a usable product. So now, I have this usable product. How am I going to use it? How much am I going to charge for it? So I did more research on the cost of milled lumber, so it would be cost effective for both the producer and for the consumer. Some of the cedar that we milled, I sold for cash. Some we used for personal building projects, like fishing docks, building furniture, building buildings and building additions, things like that. Researching sawmills and learning to be a miller has taught me a lot. But there is one last learning from this process that I want to share. During the process of milling, there's lots of waste. I had to ask myself, what am I going to do with all of this waste? Some of it seemed too good to just throw away or to burn. So the big slabs that come off the logs first around the farm that aren't usable for furniture or building, we use those for posts or to patch up cattle pens and fences around the farm. Other waste is used for campfire wood, and some of it is even used to help heat our house. In summary, the process of this passion project has several benefits. We've been able to increase our grazing acres for the cows in our pastures. I'm able to produce a usable, cash value product that has many uses. We're able to cut heating costs in our own house by burning some of the waste produced from the milling process. And amazingly enough, there is a health benefit, as logging and milling is great exercise. I can't wait to hear what your passions are.
So there you have it. Be looking for more information in the coming weeks. This will include submission deadline dates and prize announcements. We hope you have a great school year, everybody, and we can't wait to see your projects.